Hi everyone, if you plan to stay in China for the long term or you come here frequently, it might be a good idea to get a Chinese driving license. But of course, take things with a pinch of salt because regulations may change due to interpretation and time. So this is my experience in Henan, Xinjiang, April 2024. Well, if you already have a driving license from your own country, then there are two kinds of driving license that you can take. One will be the temporary driving license. You don't need to take a test. For a temporary license, what you can do is show them your visa. If your visa is more than 3 months, you can get a temporary driving license for 1 year. If your visa is less than 3 months, you can only get a temporary driving license for 3 months. But if you want the standard driving license that lasts up to 6 years, you can renew, and after your 6 years, when you renew, it'll be 10 years and more beyond that. So for the standard driving license, you need to take Subject 1. Subject 1 is a theory test in which you need to score at least 90 out of 100 questions. I've attached some websites below, and those websites are in English, so you have a feel of the questions. I had to look for my own resources, and thankfully there were people who translated the test into English, because so far I have not come across a driving center that teaches in English. But if you know Chinese, you can take the test in Chinese, and you can listen to Douyin. Douyin is the Chinese version of TikTok. If you understand Chinese, you watch the live stream. They may have updates on latest questions. For example, in the recent few months, there was a pink sign. I'll leave it up to you to find out what is the pink sign. And as for Subject 1, you really need to study because it's really different from the Singapore test, because there are tunnels, railways, icy conditions. Obviously, that is different from Singapore. So if you already have a driving license, you can just take Subject 1 and then get your license, which again, I repeat, you have to pass. You have to score 90 questions out of 100. Documents you need for your driving license. Obviously, you need documents, official documents. So you need to have your driving license and your passport translated, official translation. Your own translation will not do. Any official license translator will do, because they will provide a stamp of authentication and an official company stamp, so that the one receiving the documents will know that these are licensed official translations. Documents that you will need are your driving license, your passport, and its translated copy. When you go for translation with the license company, not only will they send you the PDF, they will also send you the hard copy. And then you will need your work permit, your visa. They may or may not want to see your visa, right? They want to see your work permit. They might want to see your residential permit, and they might want to see your residential registration, which you can get at the police station. Submit all these documents to the relevant driving department of your city, and they will register you for the test. After registration, you can start going for the test. Over here, it was 9 to 11 and 2 to 4 on a weekday. Sorry, not weekday, working day. China's holiday is a little bit different from Singapore. So before you go for your test, you need to register for the test. Let's say, for example, the day that you go for a test, register just before your test. Make sure you register, otherwise you won't be allowed to go into the test center. First registration is 60 yuan, and the subsequent registrations, if you fail, is 25 yuan. After you submit the documents for the registration, they will ask you to go for a medical checkup. Do not go for the medical checkup just about anywhere you think you can go, or anywhere near your house, hospital. Go to the one at the traffic department. There's an official test. It's a really simple test, and it's only 28.50 yuan. So what they'll do, they'll check your flexibility, your eyesight. So do it at the traffic department. Don't go elsewhere. And you will need a passport photograph. Get the passport photograph from some official driving school because they know the requirements. It's different. It's different from the usual passport picture. It's smaller. They call it the 1 inch. So I took my picture at a driving center right next to the traffic police department, and it was 15 yuan for 10 pictures. When you go for subject 1, when you go for the test, they will check you like they were checking you at the airport, right? Simply because they want to ensure that there's no cheating. If you are caught cheating, right, according to the subject 1, the information in subject 1, you will not be allowed to register for 3 years. Right? So they will check you before you start the test. There will be invigilators walking around to make sure there's no cheating, and you can only use their facilities. And other than that, when you go for the test, all the stuff that you bring, you can put it in a locker. They will provide a locker. You might have to put a deposit, but it will be returned to you. If you don't already have a driving license from your own country, obviously you have to take these subjects all over. Start from scratch. Subject 1 is the theory test. Subject 2 is the minor practical test. And subject 3 is the major practical test. The minor practical test includes parking, navigation. The subject 3 includes something like moving off from a slope, real practical experience that you need when you're actually driving on the road. After you pass your subject 1, for those who already have a driving license, you will get your driving license on the spot, which I did. I hope those information was helpful to you, and I hope you get your driving license. Bye.